Hello from my very messy room in my home in Iran. So yes, I am back in Iran visiting my family, and to be honest, this trip was not actually on the cards for this year. Maybe we start from the beginning. So for anybody that doesn't know, let's just find this channel because obviously it is quite new. I am half Irish, half Iranian on my father's side. And in my 20s, I used to come to Iran quite a lot, and then I hadn't been here in 6 years. So last December, I came back for the first time in 6 years and saw my family, and it was incredible. And then in March, which is the Iranian New Year, I spent 3 weeks here traveling the country and with my family. And then, if you kept up with the news, there was the 12-day war between Israel and Iran. And that time was genuinely potentially the scariest time of my whole life. Like, I didn't know having fear like that existed. Anyways, thankfully, my family are okay. Everybody was okay. Obviously, things have been pretty hard here since, but they're alive, and that's the main thing. Given that, plus my grandma here is 90, she's like in her late 90s. I decided I would come back for a short visit, just to kind of see them. I just really wanted to see them after everything that happened, really. So here I am. So I'm up north in Iran in a city called Amol. It's where I'm from. My family are from. And this is probably not like your usual travel vlog, but I kind of thought it would be interesting to just take you guys with me as I go about like kind of my day to day here. It's going to be kind of like disjointed. It won't be like flow like day after day, but because I'm also working, I'm also just chilling with my family and like won't be recording. But when I am out and about, I want to show you guys what it is like here, and I guess what it's just like actually like to be here every day rather than necessarily traveling the country. I hope it gives a little bit of insight into what it is actually like here day to day versus potentially what you might think it's like. So let's go. Let's do a little fit check. So I feel like people are always like super curious as to why I'm wearing them here. So I feel like we can definitely talk about the topic of mandatory veiling and hijab, but things are like massively changing, right? So when I'm here, I still very much so wear like loose big clothes, so like this. When I go out, a lot of that is more so because of my family. It's kind of like what they just feel comfortable with me wearing and representing them, because things are changing, but it's not like illegally changed yet. But again, we'll talk about that later. Then I will always just bring a scarf, but you'll see when I'm out today like how little I actually wear the scarf. To be honest, it's more so just for show, and then sometimes if I'm in like the front of the car, I will put it on me, just because when you're in the car, you're kind of a little bit more noticeable, I guess. But yeah, so literally such a basic fit, right? So you definitely don't need to like overthink it or anything. Hello. I am going to be popping in and out of this video like this to do a little bit of a Q&A about what it's actually like to be here in Iran, because I've been here 4 times in the last 12 months, and every time I'm here, and I post about it on social media, I pretty much get the same questions. So I thought this would be a good platform for me to answer some of these questions and hopefully make this video a little bit more informational about what the country is really like, which is something that I'm really passionate about talking about. I've been to Iran quite a lot. My entire family is from here. And I have conversations about what it is like to live here, like literally every single day nearly. However, I have never actually lived here myself, and I just want to caveat everything that I'm going to say with that point. So the first question I always get is Iran safe? And I always want to jump in and say, yep, absolutely, because I personally have never felt unsafe here. However, that is just too much of a simple answer. There's a lot more to it than just that. So I'm going to break safety into two. The first one I want to talk about is like day-to-day safety, and second one will be like around more like political instability. So day-to-day safety, yes, Iran is a super safe country to be in, like pretty much day-to-day. Walking around the streets, I have never personally ever felt unsafe. And what I will say is, even though I don't necessarily look Irish, I also don't look fully Iranian, and they know I'm not from here, or that like I've not grown up here or whatever. So it's not that I have Iranian privilege walking around the streets. Yes, in some of the bigger cities, there's areas where like you might want to watch your bag from getting pickpocketed, or you lock your doors at night kind of vibes. But I kind of feel like, tell me a big city in the world that's not the case. Day to day, I would say it is a very, very safe country to be in. Other side of safety here is kind of more on the political side of things. What I will say is, and this leads into political safety, I'm going to be really, really careful what I say on this, because I'm just going to talk about what I can as freely as I can. We also what happened in the summer here. I don't know what words YouTube will give out to me for using, so I'll just be a bit careful. So we also what happened in the summer here between Iran and another country. And that unfortunately is something that I've kind of always grown up thinking could happen, because it could, because of the situation here. Now, it never has gotten to that state, at least in my lifetime. And we definitely didn't realize it was going to at that time. And I'm going to talk about what it's like since the summer in a second, in another question. But unfortunately, there is a lot of political instability here. Instability here. And a lot of the time that can be quite hard to predict. So does it make an unsafe country? That is kind of up for you to decide, because I have never worried about coming here. However, I completely, especially given what happened this year, I completely understand people that would potentially not want to come here right now. What I will say is, if it's a country that you do want to visit, and I really encourage you to visit, and the reason you don't want to visit is because of day-to-day safety, I would say I would completely want to just like dispel that idea. However, if the reason you don't want to come here is because of the political instability and what could happen, that is something that is completely 100% your choice. Let's get back to the day. And let me introduce you. This is my cousin Irfan. While I'm here, he's essentially always around, will be going to the bazaar and everything with us. Essentially also just like drive everywhere, which is great. So we're going to go to the bazaar.
Yes.
We're going to the bazaar, yes. Going to go for coffee. So we'll take you along and show you around. Where are we going?
We're going to Café.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drink a café.
Okay.
And cake.
Always cake?
Always cake. Always shirini. When you come to Iran, the best thing is shirini.
Just
cake.
Well, food. The food.
Yeah.
All food.
All food.
But khayli shirini.
Khayli.
We've eaten so much sweets the last 2 days. It's okay. I'm on holiday, so we're all on holiday.
Yeah, we are on holiday too.
One thing that's absolutely exploded here in the last few years is like coffee culture. There is like literally everywhere you turn, there's like a different coffee shop, which means that you can actually get good coffee now, which is great. Which cake? Yeah. Lotus and Nutella. Merci, Irfan. So delicious. Oh. Okay.
Unbox.
Yes. Unbox is a very excited.
Unboxing the Nutella cheesecake.
Oh, Shirin. Taste and speak about taste.
Okay.
Yeah.
They look delicious.
Oh.
Okay, which one first? Lotus?
Just you.
Just me. Okay.
Yes. Good.
Delicious. Oh wow, very delicious. Taste. Very delicious.
Oh, okay.
This one. You like? Okay, so this is Nutella, right? That's better.
This is not very sugar.
Yeah.
It's standard.
This is better, right?
Both of them.
Which do you prefer though? Yeah. Which, this one or this one?
This.
This one?
Yes.
No, I think this one. This is like lighter.
Last night cake, this is better than.
No, I prefer
No,
last
no,
night's
no.
cake. Last night we had, what's it called?
Cake Seshi Nutella.
So like
Sushi.
milk,
Milk and Nutella.
Nutella, yeah, but it's
Milk
like
Nutella.
light and like very, very like wet cake,
Yeah,
right?
wet
Yeah,
cake.
delicious.
Flower.
Kashan.
In Kashan. Oh, okay.
The city in Iran.
You put it into the tea.
Tea,
And then what's this one?
Yes, tooth.
Tooth.
It's like raisin.
Raisin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we eat with tea.
So in Iran, we like don't get, there's like not a lot of foreigners come to visit, right? It's not a lot of tourists. So generally, wherever I go, we tend to attract some attention. So we were just in having coffee, and as we were leaving, the woman that owns the coffee shop was like, "Is there any way that I can like take your video of you just saying that you were here and enjoying the cheesecake, so that we can like post it on our page?" So when it comes to Iran, I become a little famous girl. I also find like a lot of the children, once they like hear me speaking English and hear us speaking English, they're like so fascinated by us. But yeah, it's just because there's like isn't a lot of tourists, and they don't obviously hear people speaking English. But yeah, you can definitely notice people like looking at me, especially when I'm speaking English. They walk by, and even more so if I'm recording like this. So we're just talking about the fact that the first time I came to Iran, which was 10 years ago. 10 years?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The rules and regulations around wearing hijab were so different, that everybody was wearing like basically full covered scarf, and you had to wear like kind of like a long, almost kind of like a abaya style dress over your clothes so that you were basically completely covered. But now things have changed so much, which is amazing. You can see women walking down the street with no headscarves, wearing t-shirts, which is absolutely wild. Things are changing, it's getting much better, right?
Better.
Yeah, much
Yes,
better.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just like, it's amazing to see how much more like relaxed, like I would say now you see more people without hijab than with hijab, which is so good. Talking about hijab, and how much it's changed. Yeah, and how it's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, hopefully it will like continue to get even like more and more normalized. Hello, me again. So the next question that a lot of people have been asking me recently, I know I had said that I've been here 4 times in the last year. So basically I was here in December 2024, March/April 2025, then October 2025, and now I'm back. It is like the end of November. So when I'm recording this. So in the last couple of times I've been here, one of the questions that people ask is, what is it like post, again, can I say it? Post what happened in the summer here. And again, I'm going to split this up into 3 categories because I just think, again, it'll give a bit more of a rounded picture. The first one is what's actually like what does it look like? Now, while I've been here, I've been to Tehran, which obviously was pretty central of that time, and then the north, which we thankfully didn't have any attacks where my family are. But I expected honestly to arrive to Tehran and look around and kind of see a lot of evidence, and that wasn't the case. And I asked my family, like, why isn't that the case? And it's not that there wasn't evidence immediately after, but the government immediately pumped a lot of money into rebuilding kind of what was destroyed here, which, yeah, you know, maybe we can make our own decisions about why they did that. The second thing then is economically. Economically, I mean, this country has suffered economically for years. If you don't know, Iran has the worst sanctions in the whole world, which essentially means that countries don't trade here. And it's the main reason why such a natural resource heavy country struggles so much economically. It's because they simply can't import or export. And post what happened this summer, that's only getting worse. That it had been getting worse, like really bad for the last few years. Inflation here is insane. The price of gold is consistently going up. The price against the dollar is consistently going up. So people are financially struggling more than they ever have before. Things here are so expensive, and yeah, it's getting to the point where there's a lot of people that are struggling to eat, struggling to live day to day. Yeah. So from that perspective, it's really hard, which I guess kind of brings on to the third part of it is, what is it like for the people here? So that's the economical of what it's like for the people. I feel like there's also like obviously the mental side of things after being in something like that. One thing about Iranian people is that they are some of the most resilient and prideful people you'll ever meet in your whole life. The way they have bounced back mentally from what has happened is insane. Like, you come here and people are just like living their lives as normal. And that is incredible to see. I know immediately after, and this is from a lot of people that I've spoken to, both family and not, there was a huge, almost like, I guess the only way I could describe it is like an adrenaline drop, in the sense of, you know, people have been running on adrenaline for 12 days and then that happened and then it stopped and then suddenly everything hit them at once. But since then they've really rebuilt and they are such strong people. So even though everything else that they're dealing with here, they really are just some of the strongest people. Let's get back to it. Good morning. I say good morning like it's crazy early, but it's like 9 o'clock here. But I never get up this early when I'm in Iran. I'm always in bed till at least 10. We are going to go on a little adventure today. So first we're going to go for it. Well, I don't know if traditional is like the right word, traditional breakfast, but more like old school breakfast of sheep breakfast.
Yes, breakfast.
Sheep.
Sheep omelette.
Okay.
Heart.
Yeah. So sheep heart and liver omelette. So we're going to try that. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll give it a go. And then we're going to go to the old bazaar. Yeah.
Bazaar.
Yeah, and a couple of little spots, so let's go explore more. So we're literally just like right by the side of the street. I don't want to get these guys in, but yeah, I'm all style. Obviously immediately with the chai, noon, onion, salad to go with everything. What is this type of breakfast called?
Yes, this is heart. Heart with oil and onion and your favorite fruit, tomato. Okay. Just you test.
Okay.
And
With sabzi?
yes, with sabji and yes.
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 Onion.
Onion. I will take it.
Merci.
سلام یاسر
Oh, nice.
You like?
What's this one?
Yes.
What is it?
And the omelette.
Egg.
Omelette with egg. Yes.
Oh. Doesn't look like
You
egg.
like?
Yeah.
Namak is a very low.
Okay. Salt.
Yes. Not bad.
Hot.
Is it hot?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That was actually very delicious. Will sheep tart necessarily be like the breakfast I have ever? No, maybe not, but it was actually very, very good. We're gonna have a coffee and then go to the bazaar. And maybe pick up my cousin on the way if she wakes up. Hi, I'm back. Probably the biggest question I get, especially as a woman in Iran, is what is it like for women here? Now, what I will say is that there is a huge portrayal that Iranian women are super, super oppressed. Now, I will go on to talk about mandatory veiling laws, which means hijab laws, in a minute. But I want to take that potentially out of the equation just for a second. And yes, there are some laws around, like, for example, women can't drive motorbikes. However, it is not to the extreme that people make it out to be outside of the country. Iranian women are some of the most well-educated people in the world. Education in Iran is incredible. As well as that, they have freedoms to kind of do what they want. Like when it comes to like driving, being out in the street, working, all of those types of things, women do it the same as men here. Where I would say there's like potentially be a difference is that there's like a lot of like, especially like maybe not so much in Tehran, the capital, but in like some of the smaller cities and villages, like there is like a lot more, it's a lot more traditional potentially than what we're used to in the West. But traditional does not mean bad. And what I mean by traditional is that a lot of the time when women do have kids, they potentially won't work, but not always. And especially with the economic state right now, that is definitely becoming less and less. And also as kind of younger millennials and Gen Z are starting to go into adulthood, that is changing. See you soon. One thing about coffee in Iran is that you're simply not getting a coffee without a little chocolate. And if you do, people will genuinely come back and just like ask specifically for the chocolate, because Iranians love sweets. I don't know. There's one thing that there is no shortage of in Iran, it's gold. Gold is literally everywhere. This entire shopping mall is gold. In like the main bazaar, there's like a whole area which is just like gold, gold, gold. Iranian gold is so good and super affordable. Huh? Pistachio?
Pistachio with za'afaron.
Oh, okay. Can you do this? I don't know if you can do this. Okay. Yum. No Shireen today.
Zero.
It's very cute.
Yes.
Yes.
Very cute. Always chai.
اوه به نوش جونه نوش جونه زری میخواستم بگم واتساپ رو چک کنم الناس فکر کنم که
So this is called nabat. You get it with tea. It's essentially crystallized sugar. It's delicious and it's really good for like if you've got like stomach ache or anything like that. You need nabat, but also it's just sugar, so it's also just delicious.
خوشگله
So nice. One thing about Iran is that they make you come to your house, they're going to make you eat. Okay, on the question of women, another big one that's coming up at the moment is people kind of saying to me like, look, like I'm seeing like a lot of photos of videos or the photos of videos that you're in Iran and you're not wearing hijab. And there's hijab laws there, so like what is happening with that? My God, this is like such a complicated topic, and I'm gonna try do my best to give this any sort of justice. But okay, where do I start? In the late 1970s, there was a revolution in Iran, and what that revolution was, it meant that the Shah, the king, was overthrown, and the current government came into power. Now, when the current government came into power, they introduced mandatory veiling, which basically means women have to wear a hijab at all times when they're out in the street. When that first happened, it was extremely strict. What I will say is that it's hijab laws, it's not burqa laws, which I think, again, there's like a huge misconception. People do not have to wear burqas here. I guess the kind of tradition, I guess like the way it kind of was up until a number of years ago was like a veil kind of over the head, but like it never even fully covered your head, and like a long, I don't know how to describe it, we call them manto, like a kimono, so kind of just like loose around you. And yeah, for sure you cover your knees and your elbows here, and you would still do that now. So that's kind of where it was then. And definitely it was very strict, very policed. And the biggest kind of change around this happened in 2021, which look, I'm not going to kind of go into the details, but I implore you to go and read about the protests in Iran and the reasoning for them in 2021. Might not be just good for me to talk about it on this platform. However, basically after 2021, there was, because of what kind of happened there was these huge protests where women were taking off their hijab. And based off that, not that the laws changed, the laws have not changed here, but what happened is women stopped paying so much attention. You were seeing women out on the streets without a hijab, or like at all, or just kind of with it loosely around their shoulders. And then to take that one step further, after what happened in the summer, that kind of went even more extreme. Now women are completely standing up for themselves when it comes to veiling and a lot of other things. And you aren't really seeing women wear hijabs or even bring them with them. And honestly, it's incredible to see. I've seen women in t-shirts, I've seen women in crop tops. It's blowing my mind, honestly. You'd be a fool to say that, like, you know, all of Iran's problems come from their hijab laws, even though that's kind of sometimes what it can feel like from an outsider's perspective. However, seeing change like this is incredible because we know that change is only going to continue to happen. And with women, you know, spearheading that change, and even though the laws have not changed here, how they're reacting to the laws have, and they are pushing back, it is genuinely incredible to see. So I don't know, let's see what happens in the next number of years with it. See you soon. I feel like I spent my entire time in Iran just so full. The food is so delicious. These are like little slices of heaven. They're in the same saffron and pistachio. And Sarah's aunt made this apple cake, which was so good. And then this, it's like a type of, I guess, salt, and you dip the orange into it, like. And the cucumber you just peel and eat it with salt. Weird few combinations, but honestly they all slap. So much food. This is macaroni with tahdig on top. Okay, we have a new character today. This is Arash, my baby cousin.
Why baby?
We're going to apparently the best cake place in all of Amul. So let's go test it out. Got Arash, Sarah and Irfan always on the phone. So let's go check it out. Oh,
I ate
this one?
but the first.
Okay.
It's so delicious. So
What about this one? This one looks delicious.
It's
Top.
choose 3.
Yeah. It's very, very cute, to be fair. So this is
منم نمیدونم چیه شما گرفتید creamy bread.
creamy bread. Okay, but what flavor? Merci.
این توش کرم کارامل داره. مرسی.
And pistachio and chocolate caramel. Okay, let's try them. Okay.
We have chocolate. بده قاشق بده تست
با چی بدم؟
Our Ash is so sick of our shit already. Okay, which one do you want to try first?
This one.
This one? Chocolate. Okay.
Chocolate and caramel.
Okay. Oh, it's like gooey in the middle.
Yes.
It's just left us. This is really delicious. The like middle bit is so good.
Yeah, it's so delicious. It's not cake, like
Biscuit.
biscuit.
Arash like nah.
All of this for us.
Oh yeah, the boys won't eat any. Okay. Okay, this one. I think this one's going to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought it was going to be.
No.
It's like pistachio, but
Taste is very similar to apple cheese.
yeah, apple. Yeah. It's nice, but it's not.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. Are you back? Okay. Number 3.
Number 3.
So is this like cream puff, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Bu şekilde ben it's like
Look at beautiful.
oh. That's so good. Which is your
The
favorite?
chocolate and caramel, and this one is mine.
Yeah, the both. I think this one's my favorite. This one.
Chocolate test ko.
Okay, finally, the last question I want to ask is what would it be like for a tourist coming to visit here? And a few things. First thing is, from a visa perspective, you need to have a look and see whether or not you are eligible to get a visa where you can travel the country without a guide, or you can get you must have a guide at all times. So for example, I know the UK and the US, you must have a guide with you at all times. However, those those visa laws are constantly changing, so I'm not going to say who is or who isn't on them at the moment. I know they have kind of gotten a little bit stricter with it. So that's the first thing you want to check out. The second thing to know if you're coming here as a tourist is that because of all the sanctions in Iran, Visa and MasterCard don't work. Okay, so you cannot go to an ATM. None of your bank cards are going to work here. So you need to bring any cash that you're going to spend while you're here in dollars. At the moment, because of the state of, I keep going to say inflation, we actually don't have enough currency in circulation at the moment. So either way, you won't get the correct currency exchange if you go just to a bank. You need to basically do it on the black market. And I would suggest finding a nice Iranian that can help you do that, because that is something that can be definitely difficult. It's probably the most difficult thing about being here. Once you then have money, there are so many things that you can do while you're here. You can get around through shared taxis, through buses. I mean, if you're a Westerner coming into this country, because of the state of the country, your money's going to go a hugely long way. If I was doing it as a tourist, I would probably just hire a driver, and you can get them for very, very cheap. It also means that you don't have to like think about it. You have somebody that knows where you're headed. And I would say if you're coming here, again, you will be very, very safe. If anything, you'll be overly safe because of how I mentioned how hospitable Iranians are. The one thing, again, to watch out for is that they potentially will try to overcharge you. But again, tell me a country that doesn't do that to tourists. So just be aware of that. But there are beautiful hotels here if you want to stay very, very comfortably. The roads are great. You can travel around, take in all the different cultures, because every city you go to is going to have a completely different culture. It's going to have different foods. So try the local food always, because oh my god, the food here is incredible. And yeah, I really suggest you come here if you want to, because yeah, you'll really see how amazing a country it is. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video in general, and also listening to me kind of talk all about this. If you have any other questions ever on Iran, like either DM me on my socials, leave a comment here, whatever. It is a topic that I'm really, really passionate about talking about, and I'm really passionate about dispelling the portrayal of this country. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.